Hello folks, welcome to my channel Java Demystified by SSR, and today's question and the question number 2 is what is system.out.println and how to understand it properly. Okay, let's dive into this and we will understand this through a program. So let me open my Sublime text. So here I am having my Sublime. Yeah, this is a simple hello world kind of program. I have a class test and this test class is an executable class. So I have a main method in it. I must have a main method in it because test class I am saying it is executable. And we understood what is public static void main, right? And the program execution starts with main method and any statements which are written as part of the main method will execute one after other in a sequence. Usually in main method we will invoke the methods of the classes, and we invoke those methods with the help of objects that we create. Okay, so here uh, the question is what is system.out.println. Okay, so here I have written system.out.println hello Java. So this is going to print us hello Java on this particular monitor. Yeah, so let me save this and go to my terminal to clear it. So how we can compile a Java program with the tool called javac. So javac test.java, it's compiled successfully. And then how do you run, how do you execute that particular class? So we have to make use of Java, which is an interpreter as part of JVM. Whenever I say Java space test, it is nothing but Java space test.main. That we have understood. That's why main is static. So now whenever I run this program, I am actually able to see hello Java printed here. Okay, so it is printed here in the sense it is printed to the monitor, which is actually an output device. It's a console output device, and through this println method, so these strings hello Java, which is part of double quotes, is actually a string, or push it to the console monitor, and I could able to see it. So let's understand this system.out.println in a clear sense. Okay, so let me take up. So here our intention is to understand the system, then this particular out, and this particular println, and we also try to understand what is system.out and what kind of out is actually. People may be confusing that out is an object, but it's not actually the object. Okay, so let me uh, go ahead in explaining this. So if you see this simple program, we have actually how many classes? We have one user defined class called test, which we have defined, and then we can actually find a class actually called a string, and here we have actually other class called system. Okay, so here this test is my user defined class, so we are naming it as a test class, and we have something to write uh, so that it will get printed in the console, that is hello Java. So what about the string? So string is a predefined class. So predefined class, what is the fully qualified name of string? Because it is predefined, so it is somewhere in some package of Java API. So fully qualified name of this string is like this: java.lang.string. So that means the string class is in lang package of Java package. Okay, so in Java the lang package is by default imported to every Java program. So we need not to explicitly import the lang package. By default it is imported to every Java program. Okay, so in the same fashion, system is also a predefined class. It's a predefined class as part of API. And what is the fully qualified name of a system? So again, this particular system is also available in a lang package, So it is java.lang.system. Okay, so three classes actually we can see, and how many methods we can see here? We can see actually one method, main method. Okay, of course it is also user defined method, and we can actually see something called println method. Okay, so main method here is user defined method, and the println is actually a predefined method. So predefined method in which class? In Java, all the methods will be part of some class or an interface usually. Okay, so this println method is actually available as part of a class called printstream. Okay, so printstream class is available in java.io package. Okay, so this is available in java.io package. Okay, which is actually java.io is a package, input output package, and this print stream is available over there. Okay, and the println is actually a method there in the print stream. Okay, so here do we have any members here, any variables that are available? No, right? So class, test, public, static, void, main. So these all things we know actually. Class is a keyword, a system is a class, println is a method, hello Java is actually a string. What about out actually? So we need to understand what is out also. Out actually is a static member. Is a static member. So it's a variable, static variable, available in which class? Which is available in system class. Which is available in the system class. System class as part of the lang package. Okay, so these are the details, so the first level details of this particular program. We have classes, we have methods, and we have members also. Okay, one hidden class was there, that is print stream, and this class println method we are actually using over here. Okay, so now let's understand few more things actually. So here system class we understood, but this particular system dot out is actually a standard output stream. Okay, system dot out is actually considered to be a standard output stream in Java. It's an output stream. In the same fashion, we have system.in, which is standard input stream, and we have system.error, which is actually a standard error stream. Okay, so in is a input stream, and then error is a error stream. Okay, so that means if at all we want to write something to an output device, we have to make use of system.out, and if at all we want to read something to the program, we have to make use of system.in, and system.err actually to write some error message to the output devices. Okay, so the output devices or output files, whatever it may be. Okay, so there are three standard, these are the three standard byte streams defined in Java. Okay, these are the three standard byte streams: system.out, system.in, and system.err. So our question is actually how to understand system.out.println, right? So we can actually understand system.out as a standard output stream, which is actually connected to, the stream is actually connected to output devices or output files, whatever it may be, so that something can be written through it. A stream is a flow of information. System.out is actually a standard output stream through which something can be written to console output devices. Okay, so that's what system.out as a first level information, right? And out is at, what is out? Out we understood as a static member. Since it is a static member, since it is a static member in system class, the static member in system class, what we can do, any static members can be called with its class name. Okay, any static member can be called with its class name, right? So, as an example, the main method is static, which is called through test class actually. So Java space test dot main. Okay, implicitly JVM calls like that. And main is a method. In the same fashion, out is a static member in system class. So it can be called actually system dot out. There is no problem because out is a static member. It can be called with its class name. Okay, so we will understand what is println and how we are actually attaching println to this. Okay, and in the same fashion, system dot in actually also a static member. ERR is also a static member in uh, system class actually. Okay, so now system dot out is clear, right? So system dot out is a standard output stream in Java, and out is a static member so that it can be called with its class name. So system dot out. Okay, we understood actually 60%. So rest of the println thing we will understand now. Okay, so println, as I mentioned, so println is actually a method. Of course, we have print method also, and we are using println over here. And so many print and println methods with which are taking different kinds of data, items, integers, floats, etc. Okay, so this println method is part of a print stream class, a part of a print stream class, which is available in java.io package, right? Okay, so now how actually this println is attached to this out. Okay, so now how we have to understand is system dot out is actually a standard output. Okay, so which will be attached to, it is a stream actually, which will be attached to console the output devices. And if anything we want to write or if anything we want to print to console devices, you require some method, print method or println method. So if this println method or print method will take some items of different data, here example is a string, and through this particular system dot out stream, it writes to that particular console output device. System dot out is a standard stream, output stream. Through that stream you can actually push strings or any kind of data using this particular println method. Okay, so but how we call actually system dot out dot println, how to understand this, I will tell you with some example. Okay, I am going to tell you with some example. So before this what I want to do is I want to show you all these classes in the API. So the Java API you can actually see, or you can actually find in oracle.com/java. So there actually you will have something called documentation. So in the documentation section you can go to API. So that is nothing but docs.oracle.com. So you will find modules. In the base module we have these packages. Okay, let me first actually go to take you to this particular lang package. Okay, so where is the lang package? You can actually see the lang package over here. So click on this lang. So in the lang package there are so many interfaces initially, and then we have so many classes, and my interest actually is initially system class, and then string class, then print string class. So now here we have the system class. Okay, so you can actually see this, right? Otherwise I can actually point this with some annotation. So this is my interest actually. This is a system class, and here the system class contains several useful class fields and methods actually. Okay, so yeah, so if you click on this system class, you click on the system class. Now any class will have some members, those are fields actually. Of course there are some nested classes also, and my interest is actually members only, right? Yeah, okay, so I have a field called out, I have a field called in, and I have a field called error. What is out? The standard output stream. In the standard input stream, ERR, the standard error output stream, right? So these three fields are which are static. So system class has three fields, as I told earlier, which are static. So that's why these can be called directly with system class. So system dot error, system dot in, system dot out, etc. Okay. And what is the return type? What is the type of these fields? The type of these fields is different. See, error, print stream type, out is also print stream type. Okay, so now if you go to this print stream class, we click on this print stream class. So you can actually see some methods over there, and there are several methods. So in print stream class, we have several print methods we can see actually, and there is some println method here. So this is the println method. This println method terminates the current line by writing the line separator string. Okay, so this println actually takes some string and it writes to actually to that particular system.out whenever used actually. So println is part of which class? Print stream class. Okay, so let me go back actually. So this is my class system, and of course we have several other classes also. One class that we have seen is a string class. So string class is also, I told you, it is as part of lang package. So if you click on this string, you will find the details of this string class. So string class is a final class which is public class, okay, which extends object because object is the superclass of all Java classes. Okay, so that is the information. So whatever I have written actually, all the classes, and out is a static member, println as part of print stream, everything we have verified in the Java API. Okay, so now what is system.out.println? System.out is actually a standard output stream, uh, and whenever println method is called with system.out, so whatever you write as part of println, whatever the argument that the println takes will be returned to the attached console output device using the system.out. So this is how you can understand system.out.println. But how do we write that? So in order to understand that, so let me go to this particular program. Okay, so if you have some idea about strings, you can actually understand how we are writing system.out.println. Okay, so in order to understand, let's assume I have a class sample and I have a main method over here. In the class sample, let's assume I have a static field because I want to call with the class name. Let's assume I have a static field which is of type some string, and the static field is actually, let's say, name. Okay, and what is the value of this particular name? Usually all static members we will initialize, right? So static string name equals to, let's say, Java. Okay, so I have a static member which is name, right? Now here my idea or the objective is to find the length of this particular uh, name, this particular string called name. Okay, so maybe Java, you can easily say it is 4, right? So what I'm doing is the name actually, let's say, book name. So OOP through Java. Okay, so let's say object oriented programming through Java. So that's, let's say, that is the name. Now I want to find what is the length actually, right? So somebody asked me what is the length of this particular string called name, right? So how do I find the length of this particular string name? Okay, so now name is of type what? String. Okay, so in string class you have any method that actually gives you the length. Okay, if you can actually go to the string class and you can find also here. So there is a method that is available in the methods. So there is some method called length actually. I will just go to this length because however this is open, right? So this is the length method, returns the length of a string, returns what? Integer. Okay, so it counts the number of characters and returns it. So I have a length method available as part of my string class. Okay, so now how do I call that length method? Okay, so I want the length of this particular name, right? So name is a static type. So how do I call this? Okay, how do I call this? Sample. I can access this name with a class name. So sample dot name, just like system.out, system class out as a static member, you have sample.name, and I want what actually? Length, right? So name dot length, length, name dot length. So just like system dot out dot println. Okay, so see the similarity here. I want to find the length of this particular name. So name is a static member, so sample dot name, right? Sample dot name. And how to find the length of a string? I have a length method. So this length method belongs to string, but this name is available in sample. That's why sample dot name dot length. In the same fashion, you have a system class and out as a static member, and whose type actually is print stream, and print stream has a method called println. Okay, so if you see, the class system is like this. So class system, you have something like this, right? Static print stream out, static print stream out. So now the thing actually is, I want to print something. So what we are doing, we are saying system dot out, because out is a static member, system is the class, and this out is print stream type, right? So print stream has a method called println. So we are writing like this. In the same fashion, sample dot name is of type string has a method called length, which is actually going to give me what? Some L, which is going to give me some int L, that is nothing but the length of this particular string. So what I do is system.out.println of system.out.println of L. Okay, so now actually I will get the length of this particular string, object oriented programming through Java. So what will be the length? OOP 3 characters, Java 4 characters, 7, THROUGH 7, 7 plus 7 14, 14 plus 2 spaces 16. So your length should be 16 actually. Okay, so let me compile this, go to my terminal, clear. So Java C sample dot Java, compiled successfully, and then say Java sample, and you are going to get the length, that is 16. Okay, programming is straight away easy, but what you need to understand is how we are actually making these particular statements. So this is important actually. Okay, yeah. So what we are doing actually, so sample is the class in which name is defined. So name actually is a static one. So sample dot name, and name type is string. So string has a length method, so I could able to call this thing. In the same fashion, in the system class, we have an out member, and out is of type print stream, and print stream has a method called println, and by using which I am actually printing. Okay, so now we can correlate sample.name.length with the system.out.println, and we can understand why actually we are writing system.out.println. Many a times people will confuse that out is an object. Out is not an object. Out is a static member of a system class. Println is a method of print stream class. Okay, so by this actually, by this analogy, okay, by this analogy one can understand, that means by this particular analogy, sample.name.length, if you understand, you can actually understand what is system.out.println. Okay, so hope things are clear. Hope I have cleared my question number 2, that is what is system.out.println and how to understand it properly. So briefly, system.out is a standard output buffer which is connected to console output devices because it's the stream. standard output stream connected to console devices. Okay, in order to print something to output devices, you actually have several methods: print method, println method, print with integer, println with integer. Like that, we have methods for different data types. Okay, so how we are writing system.out.println, so that we can understand by seeing this particular program sample, and I have a string name, and name has string has a length method. Okay, with this analogy, we can clearly understand why we are writing system.out.println. Hope things are clear. So if you like this particular video and this particular answer, so in the video, please click on the like button, and you can share with your friends and colleagues, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I am going to come up with n number of Java interview questions and answers. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time.